And Amali was born right here at Taronga Zoo as part of our breeding program for that species. Everyone, please make little Amali welcome. Amali has been learning a behaviour known as shape discrimination. You can see our keepers have different shapes in their hands. Amali's special shape is the pink flower in keeper Ellie's right hand. So what we do is we train our seals to identify and go to a certain shape on our cue. And this is a really handy way for us to separate seals if there are many of them in one body of water, so that they don't get confused about which trainer to go to. So what our keepers are doing is they're mixing up which shapes, who's holding what, and we're going to add some more shapes into the mix. We've got 6 total that we can use. And this is so little Amali, she doesn't get confused or get used to just going to that one person. We want to make sure that she's identifying the right shape. She's just not identifying a specific person or place on the stage. We're going to see if we can do 3 from 3. Let's see how she goes. Fantastic. 3 from 3. Very good job, Amali. There's one more thing for Amali to do, and that is wave goodbye. And we're going to get ready to welcome out the next of our seals. So we'll be meeting another Australian sea lion. His name is Moby, and he's about 8 years old. He looks quite a bit different to Amali though. Not only in size, he is 190 kilos to Amali's 60 kilos, but in fur colouring. He's got a beautiful chocolate brown coat and golden gold fur on the back of his head. But the fun fact is that when he was just a young pup, he had exactly the same fur colouring as Amali. It's only as he's matured into a male bull that he's grown that different colouring. So Moby will be demonstrating something called cooperative care behaviour training. So husbandry, it's a really important part of the work we do here all across Taronga. Husbandry involves providing a clean environment for our animals, fresh food and fresh training them to present certain body parts on cue so that we can take a close look. Everyone, please welcome Moby and keeper Jose. Why we train them to present certain body parts or move in certain ways is that it's a real stress-free way for them and for us, just to get up nice and close. Because training, it really does take a lot of time and trust. They're very rapport-based, which means we need to build that trust and work with them closely. It's really important that we check their flippers because they actually spend about 40% of their time on land, whether it's resting, whether they're molting, which means they're getting rid of their old fur and new fur's coming in, or during the autumn-winter breeding season. It's also crucial that we check their mouths. We need to check for any issues with their teeth, if there's anything stuck there or are there any injuries. If we do notice anything of concern, we record this down and we let our vets at Taronga Wildlife Hospital know. We want to appear as vulnerable. So often, when they look visibly ill, that is when things are quite sinister and dire and advanced. So we never want it to get to that stage. Seals do have autonomy, so clearly he does like to get a bit distracted. That sign rope pull, we tend to have to hide it because Moby does enjoy playing around with it. They are very playful animals and innately curious. So Jose's looking out for any changes in movement. And this position is especially important for our female seals because what we can do is we can ultrasound their stomachs this way. So we train them to do it and we do refresher training sessions on that and we can track or identify a pregnancy. So it's very handy indeed for our breeding programs. I think we can all agree Moby has done a brilliant job for us this afternoon. Yeah, you can give him a round of applause. He's about 17 years old. of age. And he's one of our relocated seals, coming to us from a zoo in Holland when he was about 1.5 to 2 years of age. He's currently around the 209 kilogram mark, but believe it or not, he can get a lot larger in peak breeding season. He can get well into the 300s to the 350 mark. Everyone, please make Pepper and Keeper Brad very welcome. A hearty hello from Pepper there. So I think a lot of people believe that that is a sound that all seals make, but it is unique to our California sea lions. They're definitely some of the most loud and vocal seals that we have here. Now what Pepper is demonstrating for you all is the life of a seal. So as I said, seals spend a lot of their time on land, and that includes during molting season. So they've got claws at their back flippers, so they're able to agitate that fur to get the old fur out. And that looking back behaviour, that comes in handy when they are on land. They can look out for predators and also for other bulks in the case of Pepper here. But of course it is in the water where they truly shine. So Pepper's demonstrating porpoising or bowing behaviour, and this is a really energy efficient way for them to move about the water. So as he takes that breath out of the water, that allows him to maintain those speeds. Sea lions are innately curious creatures, so they spend a lot of their time in the water foraging for food. For our Californian sea lions, they also spend a lot of time around the kelp, and they won't only search for food, but they're quite playful as well, and they'll rip it out of curiosity. So you may have noticed so far during the presentation that our seals have a brilliant track record of catching the fish, and that's because of their whiskers. They're sensitive nerve fibres at the end of them. And we're going to get a bit of a closer look at that.
That was a very graceful jump.
On Pepper's clock.
Yes.
So this is a training session for Pep here. Let's see if he can, we'll do it here. Okay, so on our count of 3, I need you all to shout out whiskers. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Now these whiskers, they do that great job of finding that food source. Again, it is quite hard to get a 200 plus kilogram seal to always do what we request of them. This is as much of a training session for our keepers as it is for our seals.
Maybe you definitely want to do a big splash. But I still look at it.
What Pepper is doing is showing you this blue MSC fish ticket. It's really important. You see, we are overfishing our oceans, which makes it really tricky for Pepper's wild cousins to find their food source. You see, your choices matter. If you choose to purchase seafood with the Blue Marine Stewardship Council fish tip, you can guarantee that what you're buying comes from fisheries that protect fish stocks, jobs, and the environment. It's a stick job for us this afternoon, but sadly it is time to say goodbye. You'll notice, everyone, that I am hiding a little bit, and that's because it's so powerful that I tend to get very wet myself. It really is an immersive experience here at Seals for the Wild. Let's see how he goes with that third splash, everyone. And I got absolutely soaked as well. Thank you, Keeper Jack, and thank you, Cisco.
He's not doing that.
So clearly keepers aren't safe either. But he's also going to be demonstrating another behaviour for us. So he'll be doing a high bounce. He's going to jump into the water and hit the buoy in the middle with his nose. But to do this, I do need your help. So on my count of 3, I need you all to shout, "Jump, Cisco." Are you ready? I think he's in position. 1, 2, 3. Well, I thought you guys did a great job, but let's check in with Cisco. Was that loud enough for you, buddy? Clear no. So I think we can do it even louder. Throw all those hands up in the air when you can. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. A great way to finish this afternoon's presentation. Everyone give yourselves a Cisco a round of applause.